to Modern Art Blitz. My name is Matt Gleason, and I'm the host today by myself. I got this cool chair because we usually have a couch with a co-host. Co-host is not here, and so it's just me and a close-up until we can figure out why the directorial pad has not sufficed. I don't know if there's enough megabytes in this place for this directorial iPad. Anyway, this is Modern Art Blitz, and this is a show where we blitz modern art. We talk to contemporary artists. I'd like to say primarily from Los Angeles, but we've had a few international successes. One of our artists today is showing in Amsterdam. You know, 5 years ago you'd have said, "Ooh, pot's legal there." But I actually think pot's illegal there now, and legal here now. I've got my directorial pad. Let's see if I can change the camera angle. Well, lordy, look at there. I got my Green Beast beverage here. And I've got, let's see if the other camera angle works. Well, of course it does. And of course, oh, the slideshow. Okay, let's try the slideshow. Next. It's kind of freezing there. Previous, next. I just love playing with computers in front of the general public. Am I handing this to you? You should have worn a green shirt. He steps off the frame. It was your big break. What happened? We can do it now? Oh, there, look. All right. So anyway, this show is all about technical difficulties. I mean, modern art. And we try to blitz modern art here. We try to talk to some interesting artists. I've already told you that. But we have a twist. This is not just a talk show. We have the Sketcher's seat. Today in the Sketcher's seat, we have the incomparable intern. That's like I and I, but it doesn't sound right. You know. Ladies and gentlemen, an artist from San Clemente, and that's in California for those of you not in California, Aliza Bejarano. Yeah, I introduced you. That's when you walk up. So you have a microphone there? Oh, yeah. Have a seat. Where am I? You got to, there. Okay. So Aliza is, let me change the camera angle there. Wait. Uh-oh. There we are. So Aliza, how's interning these days?
It's fun. It's cool.
It's cool? Okay. Yeah. And so you're going to be drawing our guests.
That's right.
And now you are interning in lovely Chinatown here. So how do you like interning in Chinatown so far?
It's fun. I'm learning a lot.
You're learning a lot?
Yeah, like a lot.
What are you learning about? Like the art world?
The art peeps.
Bad art?
The game.
Good art? The game.
The game. Being in the game.
The game. Are you playing your art game well? If you're watching Modern Art Blitz, you're picking up little tidbits. All right. So let's see what's next on my slideshow there. Oh, look, that's just the city of LA. I just driving by. Yes, the most common thing in LA is a telephone pole. Well, let's introduce our first guest so you can get down to
doing my thing.
Doing
the drawing thing.
Okay. Prior to the show, I asked this artist what her name was. She gave me 5 different answers. Prior to the show, I asked this artist, "Where are you showing?" And she told me someplace that I promptly forgot. But I'm going to try to remember right now. This artist will be showing soon, if not now, at the Shabbos Museum. Shabbos Museum? Shabbos? Shabbat? At the Shabbat Museum in Rotterdam. Even though there's 2 T's, you say Ro. I don't know why. We're going to get to that too. She's showing at the Shabbos Museum in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, Holland, Europe, Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, Mei Xian Qiu. Did I say it right?
Oh, that was pretty close. Mei Xian Qiu.
Mei Xian Qiu. Okay. And we've got the art lined up well. Hey, so welcome to Modern Art Blitz.
Thank you, Matt.
How you been?
I'm so happy to be here.
Okay. Last time I saw you, we were dancing on the set last week.
I was here
You came
not
for a
too long
preview,
ago.
yeah. So, so tell us. You have this big show coming up in Holland,
Well,
or is it the Netherlands?
it's
They're both. It's
both.
okay.
And well, it's curated by Peter Frank.
By Peter Frank. Tell us about how much you had to pay Peter Frank to put you in a show. Is he pay to play still?
No.
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 So who else is in the show?
Gisela
Gisela Cologne.
Cologne.
Oh wow,
Gisela
big art.
Cologne
These are
is-
big. These are big time. You're hitting the big time now.
No, there's Kubo. Do you
Okay.
know Kubo? He's one of the organizers, and I'm actually doing a two-person show with him in Soest in Germany in the fall.
Wow, you're like This is international art. Okay, we're not talking shown in like Mar Vista here. Okay.
No, but Peter's idea for this show is really great. It's about LA as being a place where people could, or artists could really follow a path, that sort of an unadulterated, a path where they can just, do their own thing. And outside of maybe other places where they wouldn't have the freedom. Like when I came to LA, I really felt that I really felt I could just work on my, it's on my work in a way that I can't even do in New York, and I don't know if that makes sense to you.
No, it totally makes sense. I think LA's traditionally been a place that wasn't so near the tornado of commerce
Right.
that one could do that. I do think the idea for the show is pretty much like very hip for like 1979, like every other Peter Frank idea. But that's. But I do think that LA still has a sheen of that. We're getting a little more commercial here, though. A lot of commercial type people are moving here. It would be nice if some more fucking collectors moved here, wouldn't you say? So, well, let's see. Let's tell us about. Oh my God, what exactly are we looking at?
Well, this is an offshoot of a series I was doing called Let a Thousand Flowers Bloom, which was about this. It's a bit of a play upon a play, but it's a mock invasion of the U.S. by the Chinese, creating a 100 Flowers movement here. And so this is a female Buddha, a
Okay.
Guilin, and she's also, the Buddha of balance.
The Buddha of balance. I didn't know. I couldn't. I'm going like I knew, but I didn't know. If you said as a Buddha of disbalance, I would have said the same. Okay. So is this is basically a photo manipulation?
This one is. I mean, I tried to do it as little as possible, but there were too many arms, and
Is there a little Photoshop here? There's not 16 people behind her there. No.
I couldn't do that.
No, you couldn't do that. A little too
But so I
crowded in the
had
studio.
her, I had her do the pose and different.
Do you use Photoshop?
And I try to do it as little as possible, but in this one, because she has a lot of arms, yeah,
So you did. How much is Photoshop these days?
like $10 a month.
A month? How do you? I'm so out of it. You actually subscribe to Photoshop? I could get that on my computer. I could just pay $10 a month. I don't have to pay the $400 software anymore.
No, because then you always get the current software. I mean, sort of current version.
I'm totally out of it. I'm flabbergasted. Wow. So do you consider yourself primarily a photographer?
No, I don't. I just consider myself an artist. I really started from painting. So really my photography is very painterly, and it's we have a lot of contemporary photographers. Their work is you should see it in aggregate, and the story is you understand what the work is about by looking at the full series. Painting tends to be inclusive in of itself. It's just the way people work in painting, and so I tend to still work that way as if I was doing a painting. But these pieces I've been gearing towards women for some reason. The first set of work in the series were all men and wearing uniforms, and it's sort of transitioned into just.
And so did you didn't? Is that a taxidermied bird? Did you photograph a taxidermy bird? Did you just grab that from Google Images?
No, I photographed everything.
You actually
I don't-
photographed
I
everything.
don't.
You don't do none of the. You don't download.
No.
No. So we're looking at here is you have the model in the studio blindfolded.
Yes.
'Cause that's not safe. Don't I mean you should Did you advertise for like a model who will play kinky blindfold games, or did you
Well,
spring
no,
it on
because
her?
part of what the work is about, all the models are actually are American artists or academics specializing in Chinese culture. So all the models are people I know.
Oh, so you don't go on Craigslist looking for models. You take classes.
No, I just ask people, my friends.
You just ask your friends.
Like I would probably ask you, Matt, because there is one piece I really would like you to model for me for.
But we're not going to play the blindfold game.
No, you just have to look. You
I'm
and
actually
one other
looking forward.
person
I'm looking forward to
have
that.
to just leer at a nude woman.
We have to leer at a nude woman.
Yes.
Oh, I have a lot of practice at that.
That's going to be in July if you can do that. I would.
What are we doing in July? Wait, explain that.
I've been doing a series of photographs based on Artemisia Gentileschi's paintings. She was a Caravaggioan.
She was a student of Caravaggio's, right?
Yes.
Or
yes.
just a contemporary.
She was a student of his.
Did she teach him a thing or two?
That is the question.
So you're doing these Baroque paintings.
I am.
Or Baroque, you're doing these photographs based on Baroque.
Yeah,
Baroque
yeah.
The Baroque sensibility of the artist.
Right.
I can't even pronounce that name. I know who you're talking about. I can read it in the art history book. I know who you're talking about. She's underserved. She didn't get a Ninja Turtle named after her, so.
You just have to leer, basically.
I have to leer.
Yeah.
As your model, I'm going to leer. I'm going to be in a room with a naked woman. I have to ask my wife. Honey, I'm going to be out for a little while. I'm not going to the strip club, but I am going to be leering at a naked. I'm not going to be throwing the dollars out. Who is the other leerer, by the way?
It would be an Italian aristocrat.
An Italian? I don't know any Italian.
He's going to be visiting, and that's one of his things he's looking forward to is being in that piece.
Oh, so you've already arranged for an Italian aristocrat to fly to
Yes.
LA to your studio so that he and I can leer at a nude woman.
Yes. Are you up for it?
Yeah, but here's how my brain works. Here's exactly how my brain works when you say this. I'm like, it might be better if you had nude women. That's how my brain works. See, you're saying we're leer at one woman. Now I want a few. So, wow. So now this woman has her clothes on, and who is this in this picture?
Do you recognize her?
Let's.
It's Kelly Berg.
Oh, that is Kelly Berg. She usually wears such flashier outfits. That's like the most safe and sedate wardrobe I've ever seen her wear. Wow. But I do recognize her now. Yeah, the great Kelly Berg. Wow.
The great Kelly Berg.
And she went into the blind. She's into the blindfold thing, eh?
She is. She's in a few of my
Yeah.
photographs.
And-
She's an amazing model, by the way.
Oh no, I can imagine she's a great model. But so and this scene, what is this based on? Any allegory? Any legend?
This one's called Leda.
Nita? Leda. Okay.
Like Leda and the Swan.
Leda and the Swan.
But it's just Leda.
It's just called Leda, but it's based on Leda and the Swan. See, here's the thing. I don't know who Leda and the Swan is. I didn't read my Aesop's fables that far. Leda
was one of the women that Zeus had a tryst with, and he would go in the guise of different animals.
Yes, all of ancient literature is Zeus having trysts. It's like softcore porn. All mythology.
It's a softcore porn of the time.
Yeah, it's like there was if there had been video back then, people would finally say, you know what, we're sick of Zeus. I mean, get somebody else in here. Okay, so oh wow, what do we got here?
I don't think you can see it with the people in front.
Oh well, let's get rid of the people. Get out. Okay, wait, hold on. I can do it here. Wow. Oh, okay, yes, we were definitely blocking a hell of a lot of subject matter there. What's going on there?
I want to leave a lot of open questions about that, and in terms of who's the aggressor, who's the victim,
Is there a victim?
Is there a victim? Right. My work tends to deal with this idea of the feminine and how it's viewed and how it views itself.
I don't know if we might get kicked off YouTube for this one. I think there might be a little too much of the. Anyway, so and who was the model here?
Well, this I don't think she's a perfumer, so I don't think you would know her.
She's a. You're just saying she smells. She's a perfumer. She's a friend of yours.
She is.
She's someone you know socially.
Her name is
or-
Elaine Lin.
Okay,
Yeah,
so she modeled for you, and now in your studio, do you have this background? I mean, is this you obviously don't have real trees there? Are you making one photograph and
Well,
having her pose in front of it?
I don't always do all my work in my studio.
Oh no, this was outdoors?
I don't do everything in my studio.
No?
I do a lot of stuff in my backyard, for instance, and I do stuff
Wherever
places.
other places? So this was outdoors? How'd you get the sky so purple?
Well, I do change it up a
You,
little bit.
you play with you. Okay, so there's a lot of post-production here.
There's
Much like a painter, and
post-production. Yeah.
the difference is the painter mixes their paints and then applies it, and what you're saying is you're going to do the application and then mix the paints, right? It's just a little, but it's the same thing.
I do, and sometimes I paint. I paint into it quite a bit.
On Photoshop.
No, I paint on it.
You
and then-
physically paint on the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and that's not $10 a month. That's just how much a tube of paint is.
I do a lot of painting.
So are these originals, or I mean, are you doing additions? Or?
Well, no, I do additions. I paint on it, and then it becomes a photograph again. So it goes through different.
Wow. Okay, so you're
you
photographing the
photograph it, and then I
photograph.
paint on, and then I
Okay.
photograph it, and so it's it's a little yeah.
And so you're going to be in this group show in Now, why is it Rotterdam?
That's already been going on.
Well, that's going on now.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's in now. Why is it Rotterdam and not because there's two T's?
Is it Rotterdam or Rotterdam? I never say it right.
You never say it right, so I could be saying Rotterdam and be right.
You could.
Rotterdam.
Because I say it
I could say it with a Dutch accent.
I say it
Rotterdam.
with an Indonesian accent.
You say it with an Indonesian. Now you're from Indonesia.
I'm Chinese Indonesian.
You're Chinese Indonesian.
And I don't usually have too much of an accent, but it comes out and
I would, I don't really just off the top of my head spot the Chinese Indonesian accent. So now, do you have any relationship with Holland, based on the Dutch Indies, the Dutch West
I have
Indies?
a lot of family who decided to move to Holland.
Really?
Yeah, because Holland is 10% Indonesian now.
It is 10%. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah,
and so
it's
have they seen your show?
No.
No? Oh, I tell you, family, the first thing you learn in the art world is don't be doing this to get like the approval of the family, because forget it. Just forget it, okay? So, wow. So what do they do? Do you ever go over and see them?
I do. Yeah.
Do you have any family still in Indonesia?
I do. I have in Jakarta. I have at least 100 just in Jakarta. They're all over.
Wow. There's not a one-child policy in Jakarta, apparently. No?
No, I think my grandparents from both sides each had my great-grandparents each had 13 kids, 14 kids.
Woo!
And then my grandparents had 5 or 6.
Oh.
But because it's getting smaller and smaller.
Oh yeah. Birth control. People heard the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo. Woo. Okay. So and you've been in you've lived in New York. You've lived in California. Where do you prefer to live?
Well, I've lived in a lot of places, but
this is
I
the
haven't
question
lived
where
in-
you talk about how great LA is.
I think LA is my favorite city.
It
I
is?
love LA.
Really?
I do.
And what does LA have to offer that everywhere else in the world doesn't have? We're doing a little booster here. I'm going to send this to Eric Garcetti and get a grant. Just watch.
Well, I don't know if it applies to everyone, but I think as an Asian American, because when I was growing up in the East Coast, I did feel there was I was treated a bit differently, and when I came to LA, it was different. I think people there's a tolerance here that's really.
There's a tolerance. Just basically, it's a diverse thing.
It's a diverse
and
thing,
we kind of
yeah.
dig it.
Yeah.
It's like not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And LA has lots of good Asian food.
Look, I work in Chinatown. I'm sick of Asian food. No. But we have some great. I mean, just in Chinatown, we have some great stuff. And I know the San Gabriel Valley is. I mean, I asked my landlord in Chinatown, where you've been here since the 1940s.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to eat in Chinatown? And he said Monterey Park. So
It's true. There's not actually a lot of cities in the West that have as the selection the variety that we
Yeah.
have here.
Yeah.
You go to Paris or you go to Rome, it's not. You just
No. The real problem being anywhere else is once you've been in LA, then you get sick of stuff faster. I mean, and on Tinder, you swipe, and they all look the same.
That's true.
Never
Because
mind.
you see everything here.
Yeah. So what are we looking at here?
This is this was the first panel of a 4-panel polyptych called the Nymph of the River Luo, and
Of the river what?
it's a Chinese river. It's the River Luo, and this one is summer, and there were summer, spring, winter, and autumn, and it reads like a Chinese scroll. So this was like probably the furthest to the left.
Oh, okay. Of the scroll, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. And those, so you're trying to emulate that natural, the expressionist naturality of Chinese scrolls.
I suppose so. It was a hybrid of that particular. The piece is named after this poem, and this poem really inspired these probably the most prominent painters in China to create these paintings based on the poem, and it really created this kind of idea about dream paintings and dream imagery, and so the work is about some of the ideas behind in the.
Can I ask you if I could switch the camera? Oh, there we go. Can I ask you, does the poem rhyme?
No.
No? It's a free-form poem?
Yeah, it's not.
Or did it rhyme in ancient times and then the words kind of changed?
No.
No, it never. There's just
Not
no.
really.
Did the Beatles invent rhyming? Help me out here. I don't know.
Probably.
Probably.
I'm going to say the
Yeah?
Beatles.
You're going to blame the Beatles? Well, we know who to blame now.
Susan will agree with me. No.
So this is the nymph herself. Yes.
Well, it could be, or a version of the nymph.
It could be. It could be construed as.
Yes,
the
and it's
nymph.
a hybrid of that, and
Okay.
Picasso's Guernica about.
Whoa! Wait! I have to go back here. Wait, where's Guernica?
Well, this
the
idea,
vultures.
the idea about hope in war, And
Okay. Just checking. I don't like it when artists just say, "Well, yes, obviously this is me and Picasso are the only ones you have to worry about here." So I had to make sure we were good there. And who's this?
This would have been autumn of the series. Autumn would have been summer. It would have been summer, spring, autumn, and winter.
Okay.
And
I can hear Frank Sinatra singing "The Autumn Wind," and so everything's kind of coming to fruition here, right?
yes.
Yeah. And how big is this when you present this in a gallery space or a museum space in your case?
It would be okay. So it would be 160 inches by 160 inches long and 40 inches tall.
160. Oh God, my math. That's 160 inches that's like 10 feet long.
That's 10 feet long.
No, that's 120 inches is 10 feet long. This is more than 10 feet long.
Yeah.
A foot's 12. 12 times 10 is 100. Help me out here. It's like 20. This is like 15 feet long.
Yeah, something like that. It's
Wow.
big.
Oh, these are huge.
They're
And
big.
do you print these like on an Epson printer? I'm trying to sound hip and technologically savvy.
My pieces are on. They're printed on these clear substrates,
Oh,
and
you print on the back of it, so it's clear on the front.
and it's clear, and then there's always a space of air. There's always an air space
So
between that and
you're
the
not
back.
getting these printed at Costco.
I know, darn. I wish I could have.
It's $7. It's $7.
But there should be a double image on the back, and creating this three-dimensionality. I wanted to have this feeling of a 3D souvenir that you would take, because the military uniforms that's associated with the series, I don't think any of these pictures had
Nope,
it.
we got military uniform.
Yeah, they come from a Beijing photo studio where Western tourists would come and they would reenact cultural era Cultural Revolution era imagery to bring home as cultural souvenirs. And so that's why the work is purposely staged, and it has the feeling
Remind me, it's staged as? It's staged as, I mean, who?
It looks purposely staged.
Okay.
Because a lot of the propaganda work that came during the Cultural Revolution was, very staged, looked very staged.
Very staged, okay, very staged. So
it's
my question
right.
is, I'm looking at this, and when you say the Cultural Revolution, I just want to ask, just remind me, who won the Cultural Revolution?
That's a very good question.
Was there a winner and a loser? Huh? Are they still fighting it? Was there a date like, it's over?
Well,
I mean, like, did Deng Xiaoping just finally say, okay, no.
Well, my work is called "Let 100 Flowers Bloom," and it's about this sort
of. That's a Mao quote.
It's a Mao quote, and it was a pre-cultural revolution movement that he created, where he cited a classical Chinese poem, and he said, "Let 100 flowers bloom, let 100 schools of thought contend," meaning that in a great society, different ideas would be able to be expressed. And as a consequence, academics and artists and different people came out of hiding because they wanted to believe in this beautiful idea of free expression. So this.
Did 100 flowers bloom?
For a short while. So who won?
For a short while. And then what happened?
Well,
a little frost came in maybe and kind of...
Yeah, I think there's a debate between the East and the West whether Mao just changed his mind or whether he did it on purpose.
He did it on purpose to get everybody to get hope and then just,
To get the foxes out of the holes.
To get the foxes out of the holes. That sounds like Mao, I grew up with the communists were the bad guys. They're there. Especially the Catholic schools, you couldn't, there was no debate. There was one opinion. So now the Cultural Revolution in this, it's not really propagandistic here, though, right?
No, the models. I wanted the models to have this look like they were almost like they were saints in in Western churches, where they were, even though there was a dystopian outer story, there was sort of a utopian ideal, and that they wanted to live for this beautiful idea of culture. And so so I guess that's who won the Cultural Revolution. We've probably been.
Yeah, I don't think Mao could have predicted it. So, now, just to clarify, when I met you, your name was Cindy. Now it's Mei. I've met people whose last name has changed because of marriage, but when did your first name change?
Oh, okay. So my grandfather and grandmother named me Mei Xian Qiu because the family name was Qiu, and the name for our generation was Xian, and my name, my personal name was Mei.
Okay.
And then Chinese Indonesians at the time, because of the sort of systematic prejudice against the Chinese. It's been compared to the situation of the Jews pre-World War II Germany by different scholars. They would prepare us by giving us different names in case we would have different futures. So if there would be a name for every alternate future that we might have. So we would be given a Western name, and because the only Western name they knew at the time was a Cinderella movie playing, so they named me Cinderella. And there was a Indonesian name, which was Suryani.
Okay.
So some people know me with that. And then there was a name that the Catholic Church gave me.
What's that?
Maria Theresia.
That's pretty Catholic. So hey, let's look at the sketch. While you've been there, the sketcher's seat has been active. Aliza has, here, hold this up to the camera and there we go. There we go. So, okay, well, thank you very much for having joined us here on Modern Art Blitz. Mei or Cindy or photographer of, are you still in Inglewood?
I am.
You are?
I am. Thank you.
So, photographer of Inglewood. We'll call you that. How about that?
Thanks, man.
Great. Thanks for coming. All right. Wow, that was fun. I learned a lot.
I did.
I learned a lot about international crises and all sorts of possibilities there. So, I think if this thing would move, I want to get off of the traffic app here. Come on. Oh well. Wait, we have to talk to the sketcher seat here. How was that sketch? Was that a tough sketch?
No.
No?
Why? Did it look like I was?
No,
having
I'm
fun?
not saying. I'm just. I just want to hear from you.
No, it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, I liked. Well, because like everybody has like a different like energy sitting there, so I get to take on.
Energy.
Yeah.
Ooh, what if it's bad energy?
I'd probably walk out of here.
Wow. Wow. That's a challenge to you, artists. Okay. Our next guest is going to be showing. Oh, wait, she told me. Hold on a sec. The what? The Craft and Folk Art Museum on Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. 90003, is it 90036? You don't know the zip code of the museum you're showing in? Oh, God, these amateurs. Okay, hey, so I want to introduce you to our next guest, a very exciting artist, Susan Feldman. Yes, applause, applause, applause.
Thank you, hi.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome.
Thank you, thanks so much.
Get sketching now.
I'm bringing good energy.
How's that good? Is it, you know, it would have been funny if you had just walked off. That would have been,
no!
That would have been funny. But
Yeah, that would have been-
I wouldn't have wanted to do that to you. You got good energy,
Yeah.
very good energy.
I'm working it.
So, we'll have a bad energy show. We'll just have all the bad energy artists
rejects.
on one
Yeah,
show.
good idea.
Yeah, it'll be all the biggest names. The biggest names in the art world will be here. It's the show. It's that show. People be like, what? Okay. So what have you been up to? You're showing the Craft and Folk Art Museum?
That's coming up in September.
Who curated that?
Jill Moniz.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
Wow.
it's going to be a great show because it's based on, it's called Work Over School. And so it's a group show of artists who either did not, I believe, did not go to art school and or had other careers before they started doing their art. So it's quite a great group of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yep.
fun. I mean, it sounds like a fun show.
It's going to be, it's going to be great.
So are you self-taught? Were you academically taught?
Yeah, I have been, doing this since I was 8 or so, and
Hold on,
What?
it's
Okay,
frozen.
Yeah.
My pad is frozen.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I tried to change the angle. I wanted everyone to see this art and that, but
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, look at that.
yeah,
Right there.
You disappeared. You
Could
were in a
almost
green
touch
shirt.
it.
Wow.
Oh, cool. Now you're in the work too. That's really
okay.
cool.
Yeah, you're
I like
actually-
that.
Is there a way to program our
Yeah.
thing? See, now here's the problem. Now I have to go in and edit this out. It's the funniest part of the show.
I like it.
Yeah.
I was thinking of wearing all green, so my head could just be sitting here talking to you.
You will not have been the first person
I
on
bet,
Dronebox to have
bet.
done that.
Yeah.
So, I think you did it.
There
Yep,
we
you
are.
got
Nope,
it. You got
now
it.
we're there. That's
There we
me.
go. There we go.
There he goes.
And so, camera 3. Nope, it's not doing it. Oh, I rotated it. There you are. Hey, look. There you are. So, why don't you tell us about what we're looking at?
Okay, let's see. What are we looking at? Oh, okay. So I recently moved into Beacon Arts Building, which is a studio space in Inglewood. Yay, Inglewood. And that is in the hallway outside my studio. Those are wooden structures that I have built. Those are 3 of them, and I have a whole city pretty much in my studio, which is why I'm now looking for larger space. So that's all made out of found wood. And if you can, I know my hair is blocking it, but
Oh, I'm trying to change the thing, but it's not responding. Main window not responding.
there we are. Okay.
There we go.
So those are all made out of wood, and the 2 on the right, I've incorporated plexiglass with imagery that I layer behind the plexi. And that's work that I used to do years ago, and I'm now pulling all that stuff out and incorporating it into my wooden structures.
Wow.
So it's been really fun adding those elements, and those are 2 of the most recent pieces I've done, and then the one in the back is just all wood. And
So are you a sculptor, a collage artist?
You know,
Is there a word to classify you, or do you just defy categorization?
I certainly hope there's no word to classify me. I don't know, honestly,
do you
Matt.
primarily work in 3D?
Yes and no. You know, I also do drawings.
Okay, so there
yeah, it depends on where
there's
I'm
no,
at.
you just,
right.
you just,
I just make
now,
stuff.
you get up in the morning and you know you're going into the studio,
Yeah.
right? You don't live in the studio,
No,
right?
I don't.
Okay, so you get up, so there's this, now while do you think when you get up, what's like, today's gonna be the day that I draw, and then you change your mind in the car? Wait a minute.
I don't decide anything until I get to the studio.
Okay.
And then it's kind of like whatever I feel like working on.
So you have many projects going on at the same time?
I often work on many at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Oh, I'm trying to switch to the next. I'm trying to switch it to the next one. We're having a little technical difficulties on. What? Did you lock me out?
No, it's got to be set
To static. Okay, I'll set it. Wait, I can't set it to static. Okay, next.
Next.
It still static did not do it. No.
There he goes. Headless wonder again, right
There's
there. Bodiless wonder.
Oh, it was undynamic and it didn't work. Yeah. Then I set it to static and it didn't work. Nothing's working here.
Are you frozen?
Should we break into song or something now at this point?
What do you think's the matter? Jeez.
Solar flares?
Oh, it's the damn solar flares.
Did I bring those with me when I?
Is there solar flare energy yet? Okay.
Yikes.
Disconnected from the internet.
Oh man.
Oh no, did the whole internet crash?
So
Did everything
I
crash?
crashed
Is nobody
it?
watching
So we're
this
not
then?
watching?
I think we have a lot of viewers right now, actually.
Oh no.
Oh,
Jeez.
come on! Don't go anywhere. Stay where you are.
Stay right where you are.
Stay where you are. We will be right
Okay.
back.
Now can we move the art? Hey! All
Ooh,
right.
that's cool too. Okay.
Don't rotate the screen.
Don't
Yes.
rotate the screen.
Stay still.
We can rotate.
Okay, so tell us what we're looking at here.
Okay, these are more wooden structures that I did. Again, they are all, oh, there I am. They are all made out of found wood, and they all have a similar ladder-like structure going on. There's 3 of those there, and
So is the theme here climbing?
very much so, yep.
Now,
You
are
got
you-
it, Matt, good.
Like now, is this trying to show like, look at my career? I'm climbing up to the top.
You know what? Well, not necessarily, but yeah, man, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm going up. Really, it's all about going up, to be honest. The past several years, my work is just has been geared towards my meditation practice. And when I meditate, I feel like I'm going up. So I started building things that made me feel like I was
How
going
many
up.
hours a day do you meditate?
Not very long, but I meditate within myself, like kind of all the time. It's just going on in my head. I don't really necessarily set time aside to sit and do it, but occasionally I do. But it's more of like a chant and a meditation that goes on in my head. So I'm kind of feeling
all the
it, feeling
time?
it right now.
You're
as
just-
we-
you're-
yeah.
you're talking to
I'm
me
doing it, yeah,
on
and,
Modern Art
Well, don't
Blitz.
forget, I'm Gemini, so I got the 2 things going. So I keep one person meditating at the time that I'm...
Gemini, that's the bull.
Twins.
Is that the
No,
twins?
twins.
The twins.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what time of year is that?
That's coming up, man. June 7th.
Your birthday's
Yay,
June 7th?
Geminis. Yeah.
My parents' wedding anniversary is June 7th. They're like
That was
married,
your,
like,
and you were conceived.
yeah, but they're like, they were married, they like, isn't that Prince's birthday?
Well, not only that, same year.
You were on the same day and you're as
same,
Prince?
Yes.
But
Yes.
wouldn't that prove astrology wrong that he died and you didn't?
You know what? I don't know. I'm, like, I guess
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that carefully. Huh?
Yeah, wow.
Yikes. Yeah, I don't
You're
know.
born the same day and
Same day, same year,
and you
man.
don't have an opioid addiction?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know
No,
of.
not that I've
But
been
maybe the
diagnosed.
meditation
No one has diagnosed it, but yeah, but I
Is the
do have.
meditation your opium?
Absolutely.
Okay, see, now there-
I do have an
see-
addictive personality. I
Okay.
can tell you that right now.
Okay.
So,
And when was the first time you made art?
oh, I thought you were going to ask me another question. When I was a kid, I was like 7, 8 years old. I started oil painting, and my mom would take me to this art class that was run by a family of artists. And I studied with the whole family for I don't know, 8 years or so. I learned oil painting, and then I did other mediums, and I just sort of have been doing it all my life. I didn't know people didn't do art. I thought everybody does this.
You were raised in a very liberal, open-minded environment.
And my parents were, kind of out of it in that way, and that they didn't force me to go to school or anything like that. So,
No. You didn't go to school?
I went for 1 year to Cal State Northridge, but I dropped out.
Wait, when you say school, so you went to grade school in high school?
Of
I'm
course.
thinking you're 7 years old saying, fuck school,
Please.
I'm gonna oil paint.
Matt, no, I
help me
didn't
out
have that cool appearance, trust me. No, trust me. No, I went to elementary and went to North Hollywood High and grew up here in LA. But then I didn't really go to college, and I just started working in the arts, and I was in the music business for a long time.
What'd you do in the music business?
I worked at a
Did you ever hang out with Prince? And say, hey,
No,
same day,
man.
same year.
I know, I missed him.
We're gonna party like it's Astro Twins.
1958, yeah. No, I worked at A&M Records. It's not working, right?
Yeah, just direct in there. Can we see the next? Yes. I'll just start yelling at you. I like this format better. I like.
Then you can listen.
Oh God. I wanted
love
to crack that
thing
in
how
half
it's like
there.
going up.
Oh wow,
that's
so
cool.
What do we got here?
Yeah, that's going to be at Crafts and Folk Art right there. See
Wow.
that? Now so what happened was with building these 3D structural sculptures, what ends up happening is that I ran out of room.
You mean your
in
studio?
my studio and everywhere.
There's a finite amount of space.
I mean,
you
there's
were
only
renting.
so much you can put in there.
Okay, yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
So I created the same sort of idea, but on wall space.
Okay.
And I started making these wall works, which is sort of like if you took the structure and flattened it out, undid it and put it on the wall. So you can see the pieces of plexi with the imagery, and here I also drew on the wood, and this is all found wood.
Wow.
And
How big is this, just roughly?
it's about,
Like, does it-
I think it's about 5 feet wide.
So it fits over the couch.
It could fit over a couch.
Hey, I see potential here.
Okay, thank you. It could fit in your home, yes.
What if I live in a trailer?
I'll take it apart and make it work. Because, that's the other good thing about my work that I think is good, is there's really no fragility to it. Because if in transporting it, if it breaks or it cracks or it moves, I just rework it.
It might
into
actually end
another-
up looking better, right?
And most likely will.
If it
look
falls
better.
out of the car, you go pick it up on the street?
Totally, yeah.
okay.
Because the wood came from the street in the first place.
So you are now when you find you use found objects.
Yeah, found
So now
wood,
do you
yeah.
personally find the object?
Yes, I do, and I also get many phone calls and leads of
Do people
they're
call
tearing.
you and
they're
say,
tearing down a house.
I got a bucket of wood here.
Absolutely. Yep. Yes, they do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to like a storage space auction?
No, because I get the
Do you
stuff
ever
for
get
free.
like do you get personal stuff like ooh yikes?
People have given me their
Yeah?
personal stuff,
and it's a little too.
It's okay with me. I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Can we see the next artwork? Is there a next? Oh, wow! This is not one broken
Look at
up. This
that.
is an
No,
installation.
That's me ghosting through. That's an installation I did. And
wow.
that,
Where is that at the Beacon Arts Building too?
that was at my old studio at Santa Monica Art Studios at the airport.
Oh.
And I did an installation there. And
How long were you there?
I was there for many years. Well, about 5 years there, but prior to that, I was at the Santa Monica Fine Arts Studios, which was off Nebraska.
Oh wow!
So I was there for 12 years, then Santa Monica. So I'm now in Inglewood.
At the Beacon?
At the Beacon, and it's a whole new neighborhood for me, and I love it.
Now,
and it's good.
which of those three are they like little cliques? Little kind of? Do you have to wear a jacket? Do you get initiated?
There's a handshake.
Yeah? There's a secret handshake?
There is.
Yeah?
Yeah, which I'm sworn not to.
You swore?
to-
Okay,
yeah.
but now you know 3 secret
do.
handshakes.
So I
Because I was at the brewery.
Oh yeah, so
You know, and we had a secret handshake, and but
I
it's,
like to keep my connections with all of the spaces that I've been, so I
Okay.
have friends everywhere. So
would you advise artists as they is having a studio among other artists, is that beneficial?
Well, I was just telling May that for me, it is. I have 2 grown kids, and when they were young, I first had a studio in my garage, and then when they got old enough to find me, I left to get a studio with a group of people. But I didn't want to be by myself, so I went to Santa Monica Art Studios.
Okay.
And then, and now I really enjoy being with other artists. I like the environment. I like what the energy brings with other
Camaraderie.
people. Yeah, and plus I do believe there's like this energy that floats up above of everybody doing their work, and we're all kind of connecting up there somehow.
You're kind of feeding off the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I can go close my door and just do my work and be within myself. So.
I'm always thinking that there tends to be that one artist who's basically like the competitor, and they said this about Kandinsky's nickname was the Eye, that he would visit your studio and 2 days later it would be in the corner of one of his paintings, So I'm always thinking that there's that kind of vibe.
I personally have not encountered that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it existed.
But if people come to your studio, they're like, well, wait, to rip her off, I'm gonna have to go buy 10 piles of junk, right?
Yeah. Oh, look there's that. Yeah.
That's
wow.
Right. What are we looking at here?
That is that's an installation I had a solo show last year at Ground Space.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was in the solo show.
Is that's filmed in Ground Space there?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool.
And that's a hanging piece that went across the top of Ground Space.
I'd be remiss to leave out that I'm going to be jurying a show for Ground Space.
Yes.
So Google and find out how, because we're trying to help out Ground Space.
Actually,
it's a vital alternate artist-run space. So,
I have work there now. There's a small works show up. Just had the opening last night.
Oh, great. Oh, okay. Wow.
It's a group show, small works, and it's up till June 4th.
Oh, I love Ground Space. Yeah, I love Ground Space. Wow. So this was. Are those? Look, if they fall, is the insurance going to cover it?
Now you sound like my husband.
If they fall. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's all tied up there and hammered, and it's secure. But that's a piece that I made of. It's basically tied together. I took wood, drilled holes through it, and put rope through it, and then wove in between the slats. So it's kind of like a hanging bridge or ladder type thing. Wow. And that's about 22 feet.
Oh my
long.
God!
Yeah.
And what's this? This is pretty...
Oh, that's cool. That's going to be at Craft and Folk Art. That's a detail shot of something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's going to be, that's really, I'm very happy with that piece, because a friend of mine at the studio at Santa Monica gave me a big, what's it called, palette. And shout out to Melinda.
Melinda Smith Altshuler?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I know Melinda.
Okay.
Oh, okay. See,
so
but you only knew her because you had a studio at the same.
Correct.
Okay, so that's another reason.
So we all
That's another vote
reason
in
to
favor.
Exactly.
There's Kandinsky is the no vote.
Right, but then there's
Melinda is
the good
yes
stuff.
Vote.
Yeah,
Okay.
And all the other artists there too are just amazing people, good friends of mine. So anyway, she gave me a big palette, and I knew I wanted it, but I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And I stuck it to the side, but my studio wasn't big enough to ever really pull it out and use it for anything. And so when I moved, I decided, okay, I'll take it with me and see if I'm going to have room at my new space to do anything. And I did, fortunately. And so I pulled it out one day and I started at it, just like sawing it up and tearing it apart, but I left it standing. So it's basically, I call it flat. It's a wall.
Oh, wow.
And I worked on both sides of it.
It's a whole wall.
So, yeah, but it's about 6 feet by 6 or 7 feet tall.
Oh, okay. So
that's one side of it.
Okay, a little detail shot.
Yeah, and that's
wow.
and then it has another side too. So again, that's the, and I incorporated all the string and the yarn and everything. This is another installation that I did with string and yarn and wood. This wasn't found wood, though.
I'm a big fan. I've been sold on your work for many years, and you know who introduced me to your work?
I know who did. Yeah,
was
Ryan.
Betty Brown.
Oh, Betty. Okay,
Brown.
Yes.
And you recently had a road trip with Betty.
Yes, we went to Marfa.
I'm following this on Facebook saying nobody invited me.
Well, I don't know if you would have wanted to, Mike. It was 8 of us women. I don't know if you would have really enjoyed it.
I think my wife would have. My wife would have let me go as punishment.
Yeah, right. It would have been like that for you. But we had a great time. We went to Marfa, Texas, and Betty led us in a group. She had been there before, obviously, and she led us around to the whole.
Did you meditate at Marfa?
Yes.
You did?
I did.
Did Judd energy?
No, I had enough Judd energy just walking around.
Pretty
singing.
rigid
It's pretty,
energy.
yeah. He was pretty
Yikes.
much there 24/7.
Okay, we got to look at
Oh,
your
we're
drawing
done.
because
Okay.
we're almost done.
Gosh, that
we're
was so
almost done.
fun. Okay, let's see.
Let's show. Can we get a zoom in on camera 3 here? Oh, no, camera,
that's Matt.
yeah, there you go.
Yay!
Wow, from the Sketcher's seat, Aliza
Cool.
Bejarano drew it. Thank you, Susan Feldman. Now it's Susan Feldman Tucker.
Right.
That's for Facebook.
That's my married name.
That's
yeah.
your married name,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
as an
yeah.
artist, you're Susan
Yeah,
Feldman.
Susan Feldman.
Okay.
Correct.
Our lovely intern, Aliza. Thank you, Mei Xian Qiu. And of course, our wonderful co-host, Lisa Derrick, couldn't be here today. She was at a memorial for the late Marilyn Nix, who we all miss. And she'll be back next week. Next week, we'll have a big guest. He's going to take up the whole show. I don't mean, and he's not actually big, but he's big, okay? So, Modern Art Blitz, we're here every Sunday at 5, live at 5 on dronebox.com, archived on YouTube in perpetuity.